Welcome to my series, Rock Bottom Built Me. This is part 3. I didn't know it would kill me. Another story time will be about one of the many times me and my then boyfriend, now husband, went to jail after a high-speed police chase. But this time I'm going to start with after. He had went to jail, and so I ended up going home, and I'd been at my mom's, and I was starting to go stir crazy. I was getting sick. I was coming down, withdrawing, all the things, and I was about to lose it. So I had my best friend come and pick me up, and I had left some money in a town about 35-40 minutes away where I ran around and did all my running at, and she was supposed to get me some pills, some Roxy 30s. Well, she was like, I only got one. I was like, you only got one for the money I left you? Like, are you kidding me? I was so mad, but I was sick, so I did it anyway. And of course I told my friend, I'm like, y'all can have my rent. What was that gonna do, But anyway, I went in her house, and it was one pill, and it looked exactly the same as any other Roxy 30 that I had ever done. And there was a few people there, and one of my other best friends, she wasn't really my best friend then, but she became my best friend later. Like, I lived with her and everything. But I did it, and I said, woo, I never had one hit me like that. And I fell out. And they said I turned gray immediately, that there wasn't like any blue or anything. Like, I was gray. I was gone. And everybody there was freaking out, like, because there were drugs being done there, and it was mainly meth going on there. But I did a pill, and they weren't used to that, and they didn't know what to do, and nobody was doing anything. Sorry, my dog started squeaking his toy. So they call the girl who I said ended up becoming to be one of my best friends. They call her, and they're like, get back here now, because she took opiates, and they're like, she did too much. She fell out. She overdosed. She won't wake up. And she came back and did CPR. Okay, she came back and did CPR for like 30 minutes on me. And my friend and her friend had been sitting out in the truck. And so they came in, and my friend who was doing the CPR was like, we'll call her T. T was doing the CPR, and she was like, I'm tired, help, tagged her in. My friend Kay, my best friend. And anyway, they did that, and finally they were like, somebody call 911. And I was gone, y'all. I mean, they told me that I went into cardiac and respiratory arrest. Like, there were so many times that God was there for me that I never even realized, and then I still didn't realize till years afterwards. But the next thing I know, I'm waking up on a stretcher, getting loaded into an ambulance, and I'm like, am I going to jail? And that EMT was like, you just effing died. Like, that's the last thing you need to be worried about. And I'm like, and they're pumping me full of Narcan. I think they did 2 or 3. And there was another friend there. We'll